if you're not already watching this, then the monthly candle close, which is very near you, is demanding your attention. You should be watching this. And Bitcoin doing such a thing here definitely demands it. Now watch assets like XRP. This is a zoomed in chart. What do you see here? The price action is starting to normalize. The price action is starting to take a support. But where is the momentum? The direction of the momentum matters a lot. So if you put in a macro, a weekly chart, your argument right now is that we need to see a reversal structure, and you can go back into the market when you see that. Yeah, but right now the RSI is not showing you that. Is there assets which are starting to show you that? This is a big question, because on the other side you're getting a lot of good news for the meme coin side of the equation. Yeah, but what's the price doing? It's being volatile. So this is where we ask the question, okay, where will the exact bottom be? Or how low should they push to kick the majority out, and then they'll buy back in? This is what always happens. So in here, you have a pattern on a meme coin structure. You're watching the long-term wicks. You're watching all those price fluctuation. And you kind of see like, okay, the downside here looks very similar to what we have seen in the past. Are we going to repeat the past structures? Welcome to the Scientific Investor family, where the normal retail guys get to learn how to become the next top 10% of this world. Now let's actually watch this. Be clear. Go on a monthly. You understand Bitcoin's monthly close like this is not that bullish, and especially if you get a retracement and a rejection, that is bad. Now, first thing I want to ask you is, have you ever in the history of Bitcoin seen a monthly candle erasing last 2.5 months? Go back, use a monthly chart, go as long as possible and see if there was one single monthly candle erasing last 2-3 months. You literally don't have the first candle which is doing that. Now you'll have second candle, we've seen that, but the primary movement to the downside happening in one candle, meaning the last candle put in a high. Yeah, you literally touched the 110,000 mark. You almost came very close to it. That means the first candle erasing 2.5 months on a bearish note on a monthly for Bitcoin. This is first in its history. So what is changing? Why is it changing? Yeah, you say Bitcoin, they're buying OTC. Good, great. So they're going to sell OTC, right? It's not going to impact the market, right? The whales they sell in OTC. Come on, guys. Be realistic. Watch what happened in all of these cycles in last 10-11 years, and let's learn something from that. Because when you are in the market, we are here to learn and understand what the market is showing us. If there is a bullish divergence, yes, that is a great thing. But right now, watch, there was a small call in here while the price was still above 100,000, saying there is a huge possibility that we do this. And the measured move for search is like a 20% drop, which would push you down towards $72,000. Now, where are you? Not at 102 for sure. You dropped to 82,000. You dropped $20,000 since then. Now, why such a big candle to the downside on a 3-day candle? Yeah. Now move on to a weekly that speaks volume. Yeah. One weekly candle breaking through this kind of shows you something. Now, your perspective should be, are we going to create a bullish divergence? If so, it is welcoming. Can we do that? This is one of the biggest questions which we will have to sit here and answer. But easy part, watch the monthly and it shows you a volume. So now when you do ask this on a monthly, you get to see 82 is being tested again and again. So you then zoom in to at least a daily to see what really is happening. Is there a shift in momentum? As of now, we don't see that. Now, where exactly should you be watching for the support? Yeah, one region should start attracting some level of bias if this asset is not going to zero, and I don't think it's going to zero for sure. I would like to buy this asset at the macro bottom as soon as it forms such, and then ride the next wave to the upside. But historically speaking, you get the 1, the 2, the 3. Then what happens? You get something like this, a fake out. Are we going to do this? In Bitcoin, can we do this? Yeah, that is where we are now. But where is the trouble? When you put this thing on a monthly, it literally tells you, watch this. You have the 1, the 2, and you're going for the 3 here. So to do that macro fake out, you actually need to do such a move and then try this. Okay, that may make some sense before you break to the downside. Yeah, that may make some sense. But where exactly would you buy this? Or where would you watch for a macro reversal signal? Yeah, that matters a lot too, because the current price is just below $82,000. As we speak, the price is pushing that down. Now, watch XRP against Bitcoin. We talked about this before, but right now you see this. We're doing this volatile movement. We're not actually doing a huge push to the upside, downside, but it kind of shows you Bitcoin is weaker than XRP in here. XRP didn't break to the downside on a negative pattern yet here, and if it does, it's going to be volatile. There'll be a lot of different individuals out there, but watch what the market says. If the market is kind of showing you this has been a resistance from 2020, so last 4 or 5 years, if this has acted as a resistance, getting something like this is good. It's not a bad deal. Wait for such and use it for your advantage. Now, take the total crypto market. This is where you need to have entire focus on if you are an altcoin rider. We talked about this and put the argument that watch the horizontal lines in the RSI. At one point, when the RSI reaches 1 point and the price on a weekly breaks the moving average, you usually get a capitulation in the price action. Are we watching that? I already talked about this in yesterday's video, and we kind of know what's happening in there. Now, if you don't hold dry powder, say 30, 40, 50% dry powder, it is going to be scary. Yeah, it is going to be scary. You can scale in on assets, not trying to get the exact bottom. For sure, that's good. But understand you need enormous amount of dry powder compared to this point. Compare to this point, because you got a ride to the upside. If you did take profits in here, now you are looking to buy back. So these big candles, when it pushes to the downside, all that you have to look at is what's the market like? Is everybody in fear or is everybody in greed? This is something which you can use against the majority, because the majority does not give that into the market. The market for Bitcoin is down 26%, and the single biggest drop till this point has been 33. Average was 21. So a retracement in Bitcoin won't be a surprise. The question is, where will that start? This would look like a 1. The 2, you should have a bounce to retest something, and then this leg to the downside. So the A, B, C, the macro, most likely you're not going to see that. Rather, you would see something like this. The A, B, C, D, E. If you're getting an A, B, C like this, that's exceptionally bullish. But in here, as of now, you're not forming such. So you get to understand all the macro indicators, because remember, when the economy drops, gold slows down, stocks take a huge hit. You're watching this. Yeah, this is NASDAQ. There's a weekly candle. Put that on a monthly and you'll understand what I'm talking about. It's now erasing last 2 months in NASDAQ too. Great. Now go to Apple. It's still at the top end with this economy, which means this drop is starting. It's just starting. Now watch Dow Jones. It's at the roof, creating what? A distribution pattern. If it breaks through the moving average, how low are we going to go? Now the demand side, go look at the oil. It's just flirting with the multi-year support. This range has been acting as a support for a long time, but the trend line is to the downside. So if you break, what will happen? History kind of repeats. So if that's to happen in the economy, then you already know which direction we are traveling and where you should be buying back heavy. You can buy a 5% here, 5% there, that doesn't matter. You're just starting your exposure in such assets. But the biggest buy should be where? 15-20% of big lot buys into the crypto market should start where? This question is something you have to answer to yourself. I'll try to help you find the answers for sure and the data sets which I use to buy in. But as of now, this is all that you can see on the exchanges. The volume gives you all the idea you need. Because remember, on a 3-day chart, when we put the argument, not a lot of people were willing to listen. The idea was you broke this region, it is most likely a reaccumulation, which is like this, boom. Now, it is the reality. What next? Yeah, the majority is going into the fear. Forget my throat, sorry about that. But the majority is going into the fear territory, whereas minority is preparing to look for the exact bottoms to buy back in. Are you going to be that minority? Do you have a wide variety of assets in your portfolio? Or are you prepared for what's coming in next? There's going to be a bounce for sure, and you will watch how that bounce is going to play out. What do I mean? You go on the Bitcoin dominance chart and you're watching this. It's kind of choppy in here. You're kind of slowing down here. A fake out to the upside is all that you need to start the move. Now, what do I mean? You're forming such a pattern. So you do something like this and then drop. Ooh, that is going to be great. That is going to be perfect for altcoins. But the majority right now, they are in fear. They can't see these kind of opportunities coming in front of you. So watch and slowly scale into assets which you strongly believe. Bitcoin will push those assets down to the support you want and slowly go heavy at the support. So if you want all the updates, be a part of the Scientific Investor family, understand the market, align yourself there, make sure you took profits and ride this market. I'll meet you guys on next video. Bye for now.